Hey everyone, today's video is going to be about wine tasting. So basically we'll try to help you understand how to taste the wine systematically. And to help me with this video, I got my friend Peter with me.
Hi guys, my name is Peter, and along with Bharat, we are part of the sommelier team in the lovely Michelin star restaurant in south of England, and we would help you to understand the wine the way we do.
We'll be using the format provided by WSET, which is a WSET Level 3 format in tasting wines. So today we have decided to go with two different style of wines, and this one is Pitbull, which is a very simple style, and the other one is a Chardonnay from Burgundy, which is a bit more complex when compared with the Pitbull. And later we will explain why we chose to go with these two different style of wines.
Okay, so to judge the wine, we're gonna use what we naturally have, which is our eyes, our sense of smell, and our sense of taste.
Yeah. To begin the tasting with, we need a white surface.
So basically, we use the white surfaces for like a clear vision, for clear judgment, just to justify the color properly.
Why is it important to look at the color?
Yeah, so we can basically that's our first resource to detect any fault in the wine. By that I mean sometimes with like a bit of oxidation may happen, and that might be the fault of the cork, might be the fault of the storage, and so the wine will be, for example, like this one is 2019. It's very young. Yeah, it's very young, and
so we wouldn't expect any deep brown color in it.
Yeah,
we would expect something lighter like this one, like fresher, lively, like almost lemon, pale lemon here.
Yeah, we don't have any bubbles. There's no pétillant, so that might be an issue. Like there's some yeast in there added, and some they fermented. It ferments again. So nothing like that. So in general,
appearance is the way to find out if the wine is faulty, or even to guess the age of the wine. Let's say if it's old, the color gonna be
more intense,
more deeper. I would say more towards golden or more even
brown.
Sometimes even brown. Not that brown, but then towards the brownish. But the wine from 2019 is quite young, since we are in 2021 now. It shouldn't be that brown in color. Yeah.
So the next factor is the nose. When it comes to the nose, that's our second resource to go to discover any fault in the wine. But let Bharat describe it a little bit better and answer the question.
So why do we nose the wine? If we miss any fault by its appearance, the nosing will be the second way to find out if the wine is faulty or not. For example, corked wine, you might not find it if the wine is corked by its looks. But then you can find it
color, but definitely on the nose. Definitely on the nose, it's very, very distinctive, like a wet cardboard.
Right.
So
I mean, as well as to enjoy the aromas in the wine.
Okay, I intend to enjoy the aromas, so let's start it. So cool. Our first thing is the condition of the wine. So when we nose it,
there's no fault.
There's no fault. Yeah, so it's clear, it's beautiful. Yeah, that's how we wanted it to be. The next thing, let's say intensity, because this is a very important factor. So how do we describe intensity? So
intensity is the amount of let's say if you're talking about intensity of color. We're talking about how much color it has in the wine, and when you talk about aroma, the same thing. How much aromas, how intense the wine is in terms of aromas. For example, let's say if you can get all the aromas quite far from your nose, for example, let's say from the chin, then you can say the intensity is pronounced. But if you have to bring it a bit closer to your nose, you can say the intensity is medium. But if you have to dive into the wine glass and then smell it to find the aromas in the wine, then the intensity is low in this wine. But in this wine, in this particular wine, I would say medium.
Even though I have a big nose, I cannot smell anything here. I would have to put it like a little bit closer, like in the mouth, somewhere in my mouth. So yeah, definitely. So we would say it's like medium. Okay, so we get it medium. Then the key factor, I think, the aroma characteristics. Would you like to guide us on this one?
Yeah, sure. So when it comes to aromas, we basically have three types of aroma. The same thing will come to the flavors as well, but we'll come to that later. Let's talk about the aromas first. So we can say there are three types of aromas in the wine. We have primary, secondary, and tertiary. So the primary aromas are the aromas, they are already present either in the grapes or gained from the fermentation process. The secondary aromas are achieved through the winemaking process outside, like lees aging in the oak, malolactic fermentation, and the tertiary aromas are the aromas that is gained through the aging process.
Yeah, so a very good example is the Sauvignon Blanc. So like a really characteristic, and one of the characteristics like a green elements, like gooseberries, grassy notes, and very citrusy notes. But then if you age it,
after
like for example,
years,
at Polyfumet, after a couple of months, even a couple of months, few years in a cask, they're going to become like from the citrusy notes, like a very vibrant, lemony notes. They're going to transform into tangerine, a little bit drier, a little bit more intense. So this is a very good example of that. I would like you to try it at home. Remember, Sauvignon Blanc, maybe from Marlborough, and then against the Polyfumet. And you'll discover some
from
interesting
2019
things.
and let's say from 2012 or something.
Exactly. Okay, so our next feature.
We can argue that why do we age Sauvignon Blanc? But there are Sauvignon Blanc which can be aged, but let's not go.
Yeah, we're not going to go there. Yeah. This is just an example what's happening in those. What's happening in the wine, when regarding the primary aromas, how they age. Remember, swirl.
While we swirl?
While we swirl, we're going to wake up the wine. By waking up, I mean so we're going to get a little bit more oxygen involved into the wine, and that's going to extract our volatile elements.
So basically, it will release the aromas.
When we're releasing the aromas. Okay, so what do you get?
A lot of primary aromas, I would say. A lot of green fruits, like some of the citrus fruits. We're going to try to keep it.
Yeah, green element, like green fruits.
By green fruits,
citrusy.
I didn't mean herbaceous notes. I don't mean that. I mean green apple.
Green apple.
Even
wine stone fruit, apple, pears, white peach. What else?
Not very ripe.
No.
Yeah.
No, very like a
general.
Very young, very young.
Yeah. I don't get any of the secondary or tertiary aromas, to be honest.
No, I don't think so. I mean, there's no like a butteriness, there's no biscuity elements, creaminess, there's the features of malolactic fermentation, but no, I cannot find it either. It's not. I mean, it's done.
Quite young.
It's done basically.
It's quite young, and this is the style of wine you drink it young. Yeah.
So let's drink it. Yeah. So we're gonna by drinking, we're going to focus on the palate.
By drinking, we mean tasting.
Yeah, tasting. Sorry, tasting. Yeah, and we're going to focus on the palate, and the palate is one of the very. So we're going to use our sense of taste, and we are going to use all over our palate. Okay, so when we taste the wine, we're going to take quite a decent sip, and we're going to use it as a. We're gonna kind of like a mouthwash, so we need to like wash it all over our mouth, and but please don't gargle. It's not very good. Don't please. Okay, let's try it because we want to extract as much as we can, and okay, let's do it. Oh wow! Woo-hoo. I'm saying this because of
acid.
Yeah. It's quite. I mean, it's not bad. It is good because that's one of the features of this wine. But acidity is quite high.
Quite high, yeah. So when it comes to palate, we're going to be looking at few things: sweetness, acidity, alcohol.
Some body as well,
yeah.
Because then you see the viscosity of the wine, the mouthfeel, etc.
Yeah, flavor intensity
and
flavor.
Yeah.
Also finish.
And the finish. We need to focus on the finish. So let's get started with the first one. So the sweetness.
Yeah. So sweetness is basically the amount of sugar present in the wine. Normally there are some amount of sugar always left in the wine. I don't know exactly how much, but then in simple word, dry wine means wine with no sugar. Yeah, there are certain
almost no sugar. Yeah, but then, like maybe 2-3 grams. That's it.
Our palate won't be able to
this is definitely
that.
dry.
Exactly,
this is definitely dry, and like we said before, it has a quite high acidity, like medium plus or high. I would say now high. No.
Yeah, I would say
medium plus.
With medium plus.
Yeah, medium plus or medium plus.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how do you find out if it's high acid or if it's low acid?
Well, so when it comes to the high acidity, when the high acidity and acidity itself, it's the tingling on your tongue, and then you start to, and then in the back of your tongue, like the sides of your tongue, and one of the features you start to salivate immediately. So basically, what you do is just like having a sip. You wash it over, and you you're ready for a selfie, basically.
So the more saliva you produce after the wine,
Yeah,
the more acid it has.
the
The lower the saliva you produce, it means the low acid the wine has.
And some of the wines are really nicely balanced, but we're not going to go to this yet.
Okay, what do you think of the alcohol?
The alcohol? It's pleasant.
Alcohol is always
pleasant because I feel like a bit of a burning. Yeah. Sometimes it's not harsh.
Yeah.
It's not harsh. Remember, it's wine. It's not spirit. So
I would say medium.
Medium. Yeah, definitely. It's quite nice. It's quite nicely incorporated.
Right. Yeah. It's very well balanced.
This is a tricky part when it comes to like a professional tasting because sometimes when I have a full-bodied wine, it's really hard to discover the alcohol. Yeah. It actually contributes to the viscosity.
Yeah. True.
Okay. Yeah. And then speaking of the body.
Yeah. So alcohol is one of the very important elements that provides body to the wine. Since alcohol is slightly heavier than the water. What is the word? Viscous.
Viscosity.
Yeah. Viscosity. Yeah. Viscous than the water. So if the higher the alcohol, the fuller bodied the wine is. Not always the case, but most of the case. And this one is I would say medium bodied wine. If you agree with that.
Yeah, but well, there's no aging, so it's quite fresh young, so I would say medium bodied that gives it justice.
In general, this style of wine are lighter bodied too, but then this one has a bit of roundness and the heaviness on the palate.
What's the flavor intensity? Do you get it like? Is it like
medium?
Medium?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's taste.
It
has a nice start. It has a nice start, but then it doesn't last long as well. And this
the
is
finish
this is the finish. This is the finish. So
finish is also medium. I mean, it is quite decent wine to be honest. I mean, quite okay. And the price we paid for this wine, we cannot expect. So. Yeah, it's quite.
Flavor characteristic is basically the same as the nose, almost the same as the nose. Quite young, vibrant, white stone fruits, and a little bit of zestiness. Yeah. But so what would you pair it with?
A lot of seafood. Yeah, and if we go with the chicken, then it has to be very lightly cooked.
Yeah, or salad.
Nothing heavy.
Chicken Caesar. Yeah, chicken Caesar. So we have the salty elements that's gonna like bring out the sweetness into it. A little bit. How would you like to conclude?
Well, this is a young wine, which is meant to be drunk young. So it is a good wine, I would say, but I won't go more than that. I mean, it is a good wine. It is very good value for money.
Yeah, it's totally ready to drink now. And
if I'm with my like average friend like you, I will definitely drink this.
There's gonna be some violence involved, but we're gonna keep it on camera.
Violence involved. All right, now we are moving towards the second wine. We won't be going on each and every aspects like we did in the first wine. We're gonna speed up a little bit, but we'll try to explain as possible when it comes to secondary and tertiary character, because it didn't have those characters, but this one has. So shall we?
Shall we?
Yeah.
Let's go. Same. So color. It's slightly more intense than the first one.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it with a little bit of comparison.
Yeah.
So it's slightly different than the first one. A little bit.
Still not that
green,
to me exactly. I mean, I would say medium. No, I would say medium gold.
Medium gold.
Yeah.
I would say gold definitely.
Yeah.
I would say gold straw. Straw gold.
Yeah. It's definitely slightly deeper than that one. But
it's definitely clear. There's no haziness here.
Yes.
And there's no bubbles.
No faults. Nothing.
No faults. Yeah.
As far as we can see. Yeah.
You cannot see anything, any faults in that one.
Yeah.
Okay. The next.
On the nose. Swell, of course.
Swell. Ooh la la. There's lots of happening on the nose, and we're gonna explain why.
Yeah, intensity is definitely pronounced.
Definitely pronounced.
There's no doubt.
Yeah, see, let's check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can smell from there.
Definitely. I mean, maybe not. I'm not as good as he is in bullshitting, but. No, that's the intensity. We have like really high intensity, intensity, pronounced intensity. So loads of actually secondary, tertiary aromas, and it's kind of like loads of vanilla.
Yeah, lots of vanilla, lots of sweet spices.
It's almost like you taste the creme brulee or creme anglaise.
Definitely, man.
Okay, ready to taste?
Shall we? Yeah.
Still fresh.
Yeah, exactly.
Still fresh. So the sugar level, it is definitely dry, isn't it?
It is dry, but it's quite fruit forward, isn't it? I mean, like at some point you almost feel like off dry, which is definitely it is not an off dry, of course.
No.
But it's so fruit forward that at some point you almost feel like it's an off dry style of wine. But
but the acidity, I still say like you remember when we were talking about like discovering the using your whole palate. I taste it here, so there might be a little bit of tannic elements as well.
Maybe the tannin from the oak.
Yes, from the oak,
not from the
Chardonnay.
The acid, it's
It is
quite,
there.
Yeah, it's quite high, but still there are softer acid which it normally gains from malolactic fermentation. So what is malolactic fermentation? So it's basically, so we have two types of acid. Basically, there might be more, of course, which I don't know, but which I know are two types of acid: malic and lactic. So malic acid is the acid we can get it from, let's say, an apple. When you buy green apple, the type of acid you get, it's malic acid, and the lactic acid is the acid you get it from, let's say, yogurt.
Milk in general.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Milk products in general.
So what happens? They normally do malolactic fermentation using malolactic bacteria, which turns the malic acid into the lactic acid, which is a bit softer.
So the tartiness, it's naturally, this one is naturally higher in acidity, and it's going to be quite tarty. The tartiness is changing into more like more pleasant, more softer, creamier aromas. Therefore, especially in the Chardonnays from like warmer climates, you're gonna get this huge, bulky, creamy Chardonnays like from South Africa, some of the Australian ones, like the very like a New World style. However, this one is the Old World style, and this is the creaminess is just nicely balanced, it's nicely incorporated.
Yes, it is.
It's all medium plus.
The acid.
Yeah.
I would go high, man.
High?
Yeah. I mean, I'll go high, man.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we agree to disagree on this one. The aromas is definitely secondary and tertiary.
Yeah.
So it's like there's some green elements, but there's not much of it.
Yes, I was expecting a lot of tertiary character from this wine, to be honest, but I haven't got that many. Yeah, there's a lot of body scotch, a slight touch of nuttiness, but I believe this wine can still go for a bit longer.
Yeah, for a couple of years, definitely. Exactly, it's still like the acidity.
So it's still developing. So I mean, I'm surprised and I'm amazed. Amazed is the right
but
word.
The key here to aging in this one is the acidity. The high acidity allows us to age it for a little bit longer, and so this wine is going to change a little bit. As you said, with the color is very bright. In spite of like
still so young.
8 years, 8 years, 8 years.
We are in 21 now, and this is from 2013. It's still quite young.
Still quite young. Still quite vibrant. So yeah. Okay.
Yeah. What do you think of the finish?
Like you said, this wine is still young.
Yeah.
It is there, but it doesn't. I think it doesn't last that long.
Okay.
For me, it's more medium.
Yeah.
Because it's
I agree.
I
can say it's medium.
I get the acidity. Yeah, I get the acidity, but then the sherry aroma, the aging aromas are still lingering in the palate, but they're fading slowly. Yeah. So medium plus. Yeah, medium plus.
True. When it comes to tasting, every palate is different. Everyone has their own preference, likes and dislikes. So obviously there will be a lot of disagreement. I won't say there will be like one person who is always right or always wrong. So obviously,
that's why you're in the basing of comparison, because we have the same kind of background. We have the same background. As I can see, sometimes we are disagreeing.
Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the video.
We're gonna do some red wine videos soon, so keep up with us. I hope you enjoyed the video as much as I do enjoy this.
Thanks for watching.
Cheers.
Bye.
Hi guys, my name is Peter, and hi guys, I'm a part of a sommelier team in a lovely south of England. Usually start restaurant. Then to get drunk. Shut up.
The finish is really long.
I would say it's long. I would say it's medium.
Finish is quite medium.